Hello.
Life insurance. Fair enough.
Okay, hello. We are live today with Professor MAHSO GICHKI, who is immensely popular on
Among the
campus.
student body. I hope for good reasons.
All good reasons.
sure.
So, firstly, how are you doing? How's the semester going for you?
Good. It's a good semester. I am enjoying. Yeah.
Enjoying doing a 10 a.m. show.
You know what? I actually am. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a pretty cool idea. I think it like breaks the ice between like professor and students, and it's a good way to get to know someone. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that is basically the entire point of our show. That to let the community understand. Professors are not some godly figures who just
Yeah.
work.
The other day, I went into shock because they were like, "Have you read this text?" And I was like, "No." And then they were like, "Have you read this text?" And I was like, "No." They were like, "Have you read this text?" And I was like, "No." I mean, there are things I haven't read as well.
Yeah, students think professors have read everything in the
Yeah.
world. I mean, as you should.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, because I've studied through the UK system, and it's so like it's not like your university, right? Like you guys are lucky. You guys get to do like PAMSA and like Redcom and fun things. We only did what we said. So I spent around considerable amount of time just studying international relations.
Okay.
Right? And within that, I even had a greater niche where I was doing post-colonial subaltern studies and queer theory, right? So my niche was even nichier,
Yeah.
right? So in that way, you guys are lucky. We study very specific things. Yeah.
So speaking of your studies abroad, would you like to finish? How was your experience like? You studied from King's College, right?
Yes, I did my undergrad from King's and then I did my master's from LSE. When I was going, everyone was like, "Oh, बहुत मजा आएगा, ऐसे party करोगे, crazy time, finally going abroad." You know what I did? I studied really hard because you have to study really hard, right? I barely partied, right? I realized that my inside of me resides a very old human being, right? So I did not party. I used to wash clothes, cook food, clean up after myself, study, and then
Go to sleep.
go to the gym, work, and then sleep. So I spent my years doing that, and it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't what. Oh, इतना मजा आएगा, like, पहले तो पैसे नहीं होते. I don't know who these people are like going around who these people were bawling out there. But it was tough, but it was good. Like it was a good learning experience. पैसे कभी नहीं होते थे. And I used to live in London, so like I was always poor. An hour from my house to my university, and at Habib also it's 1 hour. I'm dying for the day where my work and my house are like 15 minutes away.
I like how you said 15, not even 5.
Yeah,
Like,
15. I'll give it
you're like realistic,
Realistic.
because there are some students on campus who literally they live literally 5 or 4 minutes away, and they come to campus like 5 minutes before class, and then they go home again, and then they come back. They come back, खाना वाना खा के आराम से change करके दोपहर को सो के.
You know the amount of times I've thought, यार घर ही बदल लेते हैं. जहाँ कहीं कहीं पे I look at places, I'm like, okay. And then I remember कि हम देसी घर में रहते हैं. My mother will butcher me to death. I mean, figuratively, people who are going to start to get concerned about me. कि अकेले लड़के कैसे घर में रहते हैं? और हम क्या बहुत काम करती हो अब तो. हाँ, और अब माँ बाप को छोड़ के घर से निकल के जाएगी, you know, and all that follows. Even though petrol is so expensive now, that if I think if I rent a place here, it will cost me cheaper than
coming
going
and going every
going
day.
and coming.
Yeah. I have had this conversation with my parents as well, and they were just like, if you had a hostel at Habib, we would have let you stay
Yeah.
there because I also have the same commute
Yeah.
thing.
सारे पैसे तो पेट्रोल पे जाते हैं, फिर खाने
Exactly.
पीने पे जाते हैं, फिर बाकी जो है जिम पे जाता
And then zero salary left.
है. Zero salary left. At the end of the month, I'm just like, please give me more money.
So, have you always lived in Karachi?
Uh, yes and no. So my family was used to live in Balochistan, and then school ke chakkar mein, you know, they slowly started to come to Hub, and then from Hub to Karachi. So we're like, we are, yeah, we've been moving into Karachi. But yes, I have spent my conscious childhood and adulthood in Karachi. Yes.
So we'd like to know more about your childhood and how were you as a child?
Your background and everything. I mean, siblings. How are you as a
As
like a
I'm a
child?
middle child.
Oh, okay.
Same.
Enough said.
Yes.
I'm a middle child. I was pretty. Believe it or not, I was a very shy child. I was super, super, super like an introvert. I wouldn't like people. I actually genuinely didn't like people, and which is crazy because now I love people. Like I love people. Like
Right.
I'm always talking. I always want to be around people. But when I was younger, I was like, don't talk to me. Especially when like aunties and all came over, I was like, don't talk to me. Like who are these people? And I was super shy. And then it kind of changed. Growing up, I mean, I have an older brother, I have a younger sister, I'm the middle child. We had a fairly comfortable childhood until some incidents happened in my family, and then we became a bit topsy turvy, like all individuals are. And then I was fairly on my own.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it. And I still am. Like I do my own thing.
Right.
But yeah.
So you found independence in life quite early?
Haha. Like when I was young, and I remember, I mean, not to make this a sad and sloppy story, but I remember when my father passed away, and 3 or 4 days later, I told my mother, "Listen, don't worry about me." I packed my bag 3 or 4 days later, and I was like, "Listen, you don't have to worry about me," because I felt like I was okay. I was independent. I was okay, and I was like what 11 or 12. I packed my school bag, I zipped it up, I took it, and I went to school.
Right.
So at that point, I knew I'll survive. I can get through things, and I can get through things myself. So by 16, 17, I was earning myself. So
It's always been.
yeah,
You've been on your own.
yeah. Not that my family hasn't been supportive. My family is incredibly supportive at times. Because the crazy kind of things that I do are very culturally unacceptable.
Right.
So my family is a very big support system. But I think a lot of the things that I also do are because I just do them. Right? Like if I want to do it, I'll do it.
Right.
And full stop.
So what are those crazy things?
Well, I think most of Habib already knows what my crazy life looks like outside of Habib. I do jujitsu outside of Habib, and I do weightlifting. So these are the two sports that I do competitively. I started jujitsu. Actually, I started jiu-jitsu much later. I first started with Muay Thai. Yes,
What's that?
I was around 15. और मेरे भाई को शौक हो गया था कि उसने लड़ाई करनी है, like उसको लड़ाई करनी है, like सीखना है. So because he is the boy, right? He called an instructor over, and I wasn't allowed to go to the premise of where he was working out at that time. It was outside our house. But मैं ऊपर, like there's like a little shelf, like a little balcony type thing.
Mhm.
But I stuck my head out and I watched him for a whole hour.
Right.
And then I said, I think I can do this better than him,
Mhm.
right? And at that time, no girl. I mean, there were people but in Karachi or Iran, my simple hardly. I didn't know any girl who was fighting,
Mhm.
right? I did not know anyone who was even, कुछ लड़कियां कर रही थी, but it was like speed drills or whatever. वही था weight loss.
Right. Right.
I was like, many. So I went to my mother and I said, pay for me, right?
Mm,
Maybe. I was like, he's already there. Just pay a little bit more. And she said, no way. She said, yeah, like this is not for girls.
Mhm.
I was like, cool, okay. The next day, I rang one of my friends, and she's still in Muay Thai, and I was like, yo, I found something really cool, and I think you and I are gonna ball at this, right? This is like 15-year-old us. And I go to her house, I pick her up, and we go. I don't know if anyone knows this, but Act One, it's so ancient that you guys probably don't even know what it is. It's like this little studio type thing that used to be down in Bukhari when Bukhari was completely empty.
Oh, okay.
There was like nothing else. There was this one Act One, and then this one cupcake shop that later opened up.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know if anyone
Pain
remembers.
and more.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes,
It was really bad at that time.
Yeah, and it was like the best cupcake shop that Karachi had ever seen.
Yeah.
Because we were so deprived at that time.
Yeah.
And I go in and we like try to check in to the counter, and the girl is like, Zumba classes, she started dishing out Zumba classes.
Mhm.
And we were like, no, हमें ये करना है. She was silent. She went upstairs. She got, so it's the same guy who used to come to my house to coach my brother. By the way, my brother didn't last too long. He did 3 sessions and then he just stopped. He went upstairs. He called the guy, Goharkul, right?
Yeah.
He's still around, and big respect to him. He comes down and he's like, "आपको पता है कि इस क्लास में सिर्फ लड़के हैं?" And we're like, "Yeah, we know that." बहुत tough class होगा. We're like, "Yeah." Yes, that's what we want. It was like, एक trial class ले ले. We were like, ठीक है. We go upstairs, and we were like, we have to impress this guy now, right? Like this is like my whole gender at stake.
Right.
Like I represent the whole population. And he was really nice. He took us in, he coached us, he trained us for the next 2 to 3 years. And he really, really gave us a really good foundation. My mother, because this class used to happen really late at night, when I mean late at night,
Mhm.
for 15-year-olds, which is like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Raat hoti hai, baaki ladki garni pahunchi. End of the world. So my mother, I didn't tell my mother at this point. Like I just went and I did this.
How did you go?
I just went and I just took my friend and we just went. Like literally, we didn't even pay the guy. Like we just went. We were like, just take us.
Oh.
And I after school, so I used to do a lot of like sports activities. So after school, I just used to get dropped at Act One. And then my mother was like, used to call me, where are you? It's so late in the night. What are you doing? And I was like, listen, I'm at this place.
Right.
Oh my gosh, she was so mad at me. She was, but hats off to her that she paid for me. And at that time it was like 3K or 4K, and it felt so much. It was like, oh my god, my mother is paying this crazy amount for me to get this sport done. But she wasn't happy. Right? She thought,
Right.
करने
दो
दो
दिन
यार,
का शौक
क्या होता
है,
है,
दो
2
दिन
दिन का
का
शौक है, वो गुजर जाएगा. Then I went to the UK. I continued there, did a few fights, had a great time. And then I went joined this gym and saw people rolling on the floor, and I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And then I started getting into jiu-jitsu, and I really, really enjoyed jiu-jitsu as well. That was a whole another philandra of gender fighting to get, because it's a mixed sport, we do it, and a lot of people are like, you do it with men. Yes, I do it with men, but it's nothing sexual, right? It's a
Right.
sport. And yes, the
the amount of harassment that happens in jiu-jitsu is very, very high. That's why we're very careful with who we roll with the space we have. Like it's sacred, the mats that we have, and the coach that I have, Alicia, very, very sacred place, because when you make spaces safe for women, only then can you have inclusivity, right? You cannot just create inclusivity and then have a bunch of boys come sit outside your gym and stare at girls, while the coach says nothing about it. Like you have to actively, very actively create spaces for women, especially in Pakistan. Right? You have to actively designate spaces. You have to give women time. You have to give women priority and space. And this goes for everything.
Right.
For universities, it's very easy for universities to preach inclusive. Like, so what are you doing to create inclusive spaces for women? Right? That is what actually matters. And I think now the sport has become about this, about the space that women occupy, and kind of do their own thing, without having to worry about look क्या कहेंगे, या shit यहाँ लड़का है तो मैं थोड़ा side को जाती हूँ, फिर लड़के को space. No, bro, it's our space, we take it. Right?
Yeah. So how old were you when you started jiu-jitsu?
So my jiu-jitsu journey was great. So I went to UK, did it for 2 months, came back to Karachi, took a whole year to convince my family and friends that women can do jiu-jitsu. Went to class, my foot, came back, did it in jiu-jitsu for another year. Pandemic happened. So it's a bit of an up down, but I think it's been around 3 to 4 years now that I've been into jiu-jitsu.
So how do you get into weightlifting then?
So I thought weightlifting is something which could complement my martial arts. I thought, yeah, there's something much wrong with me. Lo and behold, I completely, thoroughly enjoy that. Again, that's something that women are not appreciated. Right? That's actually the amount of times people are like, "Beta, आपको दुनिया हो जाएगा." And I'm like, speechless. I don't even know what to say. And my nani's biggest concern is, तुझसे कोई शादी नहीं करेगा. Why?
The ultimate.
The ultimate. क्योंकि तुम्हारे हाथ में calluses बहुत हैं.
Right.
Right? Like I got like, I don't know if you can see, but like
Yeah.
really rough hands. So if a boy cannot hold my hand,
That's a deal breaker.
it's a deal breaker. My nanny thinks I will not get married. She thinks I'm too muscular as well. The way women look, if my body is not particular way, even though I am petite and tiny and small,
Right.
yet I am muscular, right? Too much. Either you're too muscular or you're too fat. Either you're too thin or you're too, there is always going to be that problem. And then I come from a very conservative place, right? I am loge, गाँव वाले भी हैं, घर वाले भी हैं, 20 करोड़ लोग क्या कहेंगे वाले भी हैं. And I remember that I went for nationals, and the video kind of blew up and blew out of proportion. But this is media nowadays, right? Anything goes up, it gets really frenzied for like a month or two, or even for a few days or 2 hours, and then it kind of dies down. I just was sitting at Habib. I posted a video,
Right.
and I left it, and I went to class and did my thing. And I come back, and my phone has like 2,000 tweets on it. And I'm like, this. And then my mother's phone call, right? She's in Dubai. She does not phone call me. She will be like, WhatsApp me, voice note भेजो, मेरे पास ऐसे नहीं है तो मैं call करती हूँ.
Right.
And my mother was phone calling me. I was like, I am doomed. She did not call me on my birthday from the phone. She was like WhatsApp calling me.
Oh my god.
She was like phone calling me. I didn't pick up. I was like,
It's so funny to know that even professors have this
Yeah.
problem.
Yes.
Because
I did not pick it up. Can you imagine? I was too scared to pick it up. I was like, oh my god. And then there was a voice note. Then there was another voice
Oh
note,
no.
followed by 6, 7 other voice notes. She was just very upset. She was like, "What are the kind of clothes you're wearing? And log kya kahenge? And you know, like, is this how you do? और ये बात क्यों बताने की जरूरत थी कि तुम बलोच हो?" हमने खुद तो शर्मिंदा किया, अपने कौम को भी हमने साथ शर्मिंदा किया. She was very upset about the singlet that I was wearing, which you have to wear. In Islamic Republic of Pakistan, आपको singlet के नीचे बहुत सारे कपड़े पहनने हैं, which we didn't know when we went to nationals, right? Like we were very random. Like हम लोग बहुत randomly पहुंच गए थे, और बहुत किसी, like, no one was supporting us.
Your family did not know that you.
My family knew that I was going, but they didn't know what I was going to wear, right? And they didn't know that I was going to go up to the Red Sea. They started getting, as long as it's, again, as long as things are done behind closed doors privately, somehow they're okay. Right?
For sure.
The second they start to become public,
It is a problem.
It's about honor and
then it's
family
about
and
honor
everything.
and family and log kya kahenge and all of that crap. And it still follows through, right? It's so funny. They didn't know I was going to wear. Actually, even I didn't know I was going to wear something. Right? So I went with like a lambi t-shirt and like, I was like irrespectful. And they were like, "You can't wear this singlet right now." So I wore the singlet, and they had really strange rules also. Okay, full sleeves hona chahiye. We didn't have a full sleeves t-shirt.
Right.
We were asking the boys, "Hey, bhai, मैं कोई t-shirt तो दे दे." So we किसी की गंदी t-shirt पहनी, किसी की, it was, but we had to do it. And the state of sports, right? Considering that abhi, I don't know if you guys follow weightlifting or not, but Nu is someone who broke records, won Commonwealth. The nationals was in shambles, right? Now bathroom tha jaane ko. Like, if I tell you how the bathroom looked, you guys will throw up. There was, am I allowed to say this? Am I allowed to make people throw up?
Yeah, go ahead.
There was poop on the floor, on the walls. The bathroom.
Where was this national?
It was indoors somewhere. They don't have enough funding to actually.
Yeah, I saw the video and the place with the background.
Yeah.
It looked like
Literally, it was like that. And we still come from privileged backgrounds. There were a lot of people who were staying in those rooms, which were absolutely in a crap state, right? That is not where your athletes should stay. And then you turn around and you say, "Ki athlete ye kar rahe, athlete wo kar rahe." They don't even have the basics.
Yeah.
So how can you expect anything else in it? Yeah. They will do what they will do to survive, because that's what athletes do. But you're doing nothing for them. But anyways, it was such a bad. The bathroom was. The experience was really, really good. The bathroom was horrible. I had to like stand and pee. It was. And like, it was bad. It was bad. After that, it was not good. Then we just take it away. But if you can survive that, you survive.
I'm going to calm your mother down.
I didn't. I didn't calm her down. I have this thing where I just let my mother do. But then there were countless other, like, I had not imagined, when you, especially as an athlete, especially as me, because I don't have time to go and kind of train in a group, or like, most of the times when I train, I'm alone in the group. Right? It's me, the bar, the weights, right? I train entirely on my own. It's boring and it's sad at times, right? And you don't realize, because it's your own struggle, right? And then you go and you put up a video, and some people appreciate you and some people don't. You only realize the impact that you make. And I especially felt that for Baloch women, right? After I started going, I went back to my village. And I was actually so overwhelmed to know that so many women were like, "Yeah, हमें भी ये करना है," right? Yeah, तुम्हें देख के, I started driving. Right? I also want to be a creator. Dude, we saw you there, and it was amazing, right? And I'm not saying that it did something groundbreaking, right?
But for them, it was groundbreaking.
In some ways, it was,
Yeah, it
right?
was.
Yeah, but even when you impact even one person, in a positive way, right? I have family members who are literally revolting against their mothers and saying कि अगर आपने हमें नहीं छोड़ा ना weight lifting करने को, हम मासो के पास जाएंगे वो हमें सिखा के देगा. And I had people calling me on my phone, like
Yeah.
like distant family members, being like, अब तो हम कर हमें आप हमें कैसे gym जाने नहीं देते? Because gym
Right.
is a very masculine space,
It is. Yeah.
and kind of to see someone do it and have half the world appreciate you, then like ये तो बड़ी चीज नहीं है, and हम भी कर सकते हैं, हम क्यों नहीं करेंगे, हम भी करेंगे. And you see that you open up, not that I opened up, but you provide or you kind of impact, you start to impact people in a positive way. And that goes to show that whatever that you do in life, somewhere or the other, someone is looking at you or looking up to you or looking up to you, and they are going to get impacted by what you do, positive or negative. Right? So you must carry yourself in a way, not that you are some high and mighty and no god, but you should try to kind of positively impact people, especially when it comes to kind of creating spaces and pushing for spaces, right? Because we're all in this together. It's not like, oh, MAHSO is kind of doing this on her own. I'm not, right? We are like a crowd of people.
Everybody's pulling each other.
Absolutely, and if we do that positively, we have and we will continue to create spaces for ourselves. And this doesn't go for just women. It goes for feminine spaces. It goes for trans inclusivity. It goes a lot more than just saying कि आज मैं एक लड़की के और national scooty it's about the reverberation that produces within society, and I think that's very, very important. Yeah, that's something we should all carry with ourselves.
So you talked about spaces and inclusivity. Do you think Habib is doing a good enough job at facilitating inclusivity for women and trans and everyone else?
Yes, yes and no.
Oh.
And I'll say why no. Yes, because I think we are we're one of the only universities here who are very open to the kinds of bodies that roam around campus. And it's not only about like the faculty or the admin, but also the way that the student body operates. People here can kind of be a little bit freer than outside. So yeah, I feel like this is a bit of a bubble as well. Even for some of us, right? Like I would never dress up like this and go to another university, right? Or another job. And I'm not wearing anything too crazy. I'm wearing a t-shirt and pants, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear it to another job.
Yeah.
So for me to be able to walk in and wear this, and I see a lot of students wearing what they want, and I know this is very superficial. I can wear what I want, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
Right? It's not, because this is a real issue here. Right? I have to dress according to what administrative.
Yeah.
Right? I can't dress up how I want. There is trans inclusivity as well, right? We are also allowed to teach the way we want to teach, which is very important. You cannot preach inclusivity and then put a curriculum behind the students, right? Like you need to be free with your curriculum. And no, because we can still do better, right? We can always still do better. I feel like we can always kind of include more women in the conversations when spaces are being made. We can include trans people when spaces are being talked about. So particularly when conversations happen, research happens, because we are an institute which is academic and we produce a lot of research. Our research also has to reflect that. So the no part is that we can always push ourselves to do better. Right? We can always improve. Is the no. But yes, I even call Habib a little bubble, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is
really
a
is.
bubble.
It's a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bubble.
it's
You
a
enter,
bubble.
you feel safe, you
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
happy, right? Well, at least I do.
Yeah.
I feel, yeah,
I do too.
yeah,
I mean, I enter a beam and it's a completely
It's
different
yeah,
world,
yeah.
and when you step out, you feel like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I'm in the real world.
And the second you step out, would rush.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the people and the men
Yeah.
and the hava outside with all the boys in it.
Right.
All of a sudden the vibe changes.
Yeah. Like yesterday, we were hanging out in the garden and we were actually laying down on the grass and we were like, oh, why don't we do this more? Oh, because we can't do
Yeah.
it anywhere else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a little bubble, and I like it. And a lot of people say academia is a bubble, but I disagree. I think we're real. We're the real people.
Okay, so what were your interests in school and high school in terms of subjects that you enjoyed?
Same old. Man, I was always political. You know, I अच्छा बहुत बचपन में ना मुझे डॉक्टर बनने का शौक था बहुत बचपन like I'm talking 8th or 9th grade. Then I failed math continuously, and I couldn't, like, chemistry was like beyond me. वो कहते हैं ना अभी डॉक्टर बनोगे तो पैसे ज्यादा मिलेंगे और ये आपकी लाइफ में स्टेबिलिटी आ जाएगी और ये होगा और वो होगा. अच्छा मुझे डॉक्टर बनना है, मुझे सर्जन बनना है, तो पैसे मिलेंगे. And then I realized I don't actually want to be that. And I just put I had like a gazillion subjects in my O level, by the way. Is that what's high school or no, A level is high
Yeah,
school?
yeah,
it's
high
A
school.
level.
Yeah.
My subjects थे मेरे history, literature, English language, arts, economics.
You had arts as well?
Yeah. At some point, I wanted to be a big artist as well. My mother was like, "Shut up. Who's gonna feed you?" So I gave that.
No, that's true.
But you know what? My sister's now doing architecture. She did art and then she just pretended that she started in school her entire life. And she like good at art. So my mom was like, "Chalo, kuch to ban jayegi." And now she's like studying architecture or something. And I'm pretty sure she'd be much richer than me. Even though like I was like a big time nerd, like all A grades, you know. Yeah, I graduated with like distinctions. Big nerd. I mean, I did nothing. I love studying. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
weird.
not party, so
Yeah. Big nerd. But yeah, I at a very young age, I remember A levels when I was reading. I was like in international relations. Everyone's like, "ये क्या है?" Like, this sounds like Guru. They're like, "Law कर लो बेटा." Sounds better.
Hello, that sounds like
sounds
Google.
like Guru.
I was like, नहीं मैंने ये पढ़ा है. क्योंकि I started reading Hobbes,
Oh.
right? In A levels. उस टाइम मतलब तो कभी नहीं पता था कि Hobbes क्या
In
है.
A-level sociology.
नहीं खुद से उठा के खुद से पढ़ना शुरू किया. कुछ ज्यादा समझ में नहीं आया. You know, I was like,
अच्छा लगा पढ़ के.
क्या बात कह दी?
I like. It was so superficial, but I loved it. I loved studying. I did it for my undergrad. I did it for my master's. I will do it for my PhD.
You're still doing it.
I'm still doing it.
Is this like a natural progression into teaching because you love studying so much that it just made sense?
You know what? Actually, no. I didn't want to go into academia. I've had conversations with academia on and off. Because every time you ask a professor like who's been in academia for a while, they'll be like, this is how they do it. And you know, I had this professor called Adnan Nasimullah, and I went to him and I was like, "Boss, मैंने आपकी तरह करना है, मैंने PhD करना है." Or he was like, "Listen," and his words still sit with me. He's like, "Don't do it. You will be spending most of your life in a basement in the dark." And when I opened Habib's door, there was a big window. It's like not bad, at least sunlight. You know, so I'm aware of how lonely academia is. So it took me a while to get to here. I used to work in a lot of NGOs from a very young age. I was in this kind of philanthropy. You know, NGOs में जाएंगे, your sister.
Yeah.
I will say the word.
Yeah.
That does
I
not
will fix
work.
it.
I will fix it. No, no, no. एक तो the superiority that
Yeah.
ladies have कि हम
हम
हैं
कर
जो
लेंगे,
सब
हम
कुछ
कर
कर
लेंगे।
लेंगे, हम कर लेंगे। अब कुछ नहीं बदलेंगे।
Yeah.
आप एक सिस्टम का हिस्सा हैं। हाँ, sure, you can fix parts of the system, but there
You
is
can't fix
so much disillusionment
Mhm.
in that job, right? क्योंकि वो अंदर से ऐसी इतनी cracks हैं उसमें, and I'm not going to take any NGO's name because NGOs do good work. It's not that they don't. But I worked in INGOs, I worked in NGOs, and I got a bit depressed, because
It's just you giving, and then
it's not even you giving. There's so much inefficiency.
Oh.
There's so much bureaucracy. आप जब तक वो सब खत्म करके आते थे आप पूरा भाई मैंने करना है इससे
Right.
बेहतर है मैं अपने पॉकेट मनी से ना पैसे निकाल के किसी को पढ़ा लूं
Okay.
and that's literally what I started doing. I was like, once I'm rich,
Mhm.
I can do this NGO business on my own.
Right.
All we do is beg for money and justify
Use
why,
it inefficient.
and then you use it so inefficiently,
Right.
and half of it is going down into the lane of corruption. So what am I really doing here, right? So I got and while I did that, I also continued to do I used to write on my own and do my research stuff. And that 9 to 5 thing is with me.
Mm.
I do not enjoy it. How can my day start at 9 o'clock? And there's so much inefficiency in 9 to 5.
Okay.
आप 9 बजे जाते हैं काम पे, लेट के आते हैं आप पहले तो, they say 9, everyone in Pakistan, which is around 9:30.
Yeah.
You come, they're like, आपने नाश्ता करना?
हाँ.
पहले कुछ हफ्ते I was like, नहीं भाई क्या खा रहे हो साले? And you're like, चलो भाई नाश्ते ही खा लेते हैं, सब नाश्ता कर लो। And then you sit down to eat breakfast, paratha and what with chai and all. करते करते 10:30 हो जाते हैं। 10:30 so this is the inefficiency in the system. 10:30 के बाद आप अपना लैपटॉप खोलते हैं, चंद emails लिखते हैं, you do a little bit of work, 12-1 बजे अज़ान हो जाती है, फिर आप जाते हैं अज़ान ब्रेक के लिए, खाना ब्रेक के लिए। 3 बजे के बाद जब आप आते हैं किसी ने काम नहीं करना होता।
तो 5 बजे का वेट कर।
फिर आप 5 बजे
फिर सब घड़ी देख,
फिर आप 5 बजे के अंदर स्टार्ट करते हैं, फिर आप 5:30 तक उठते हैं because you want to show your boss कि आप बहुत काम
क्या
कर रहे
कुछ
हैं।
कर रहे हैं।
So I found it very inefficient, right? Academia is not like this. I come, if I reach here at 10 o'clock, I'm sitting on my desk working at 10 o'clock. I like that. I like being efficient, right? There's no one telling me कि भाई आप ये पेपर देख लें या ये कर लें या वो कर लें।
Yeah.
I have my whole day set, right? I'm gonna answer my emails, I'm gonna prepare for classes, I'm gonna start doing my research, I'm gonna sit for podcasts. But my whole day is planned out.
Right.
I may not come at 9 o'clock, I may not come at 10, I might come at 11, but I am efficient throughout the day. It's a very productive day. I have yet to come to Habib and just lie down and, just be like, आज मैं पराठा खाऊंगी. Yeah, we do chill. Most of us go and get lunch, but that's an hour of our day, right? It's very efficient because we're not here every day 9 to 5. Some days we're here 10 to 7. Some days we are here 12 to 5, But whatever time we're here at, it's very, very productive and efficient, and I like that about it. I like that you have to be efficient. Otherwise you have 60 people waiting for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You have to give them a lecture. You have to take the lecture. You have to take the class. You have to give the lecture. You have to do the work, right? And if you don't do the work, then you suck,
Yeah.
right? And you don't want to suck.
Yeah.
So I find this very efficient versus the 9 to 5 because you'll be like,
So you mentioned earlier that by the time you were 16, 17, you had already started working and
Yeah.
earning some money.
Yes.
So what were you doing? At
So I started working at an NGO.
Okay.
अच्छा मैं जहाँ भी जाती थी मेरे पैसे
that time? Right.
मैंने कहा भाई जी मैं फ्री में नहीं खाता पैसे आपने देने के लिए
So 16-year-old as well.
yeah
A lot of confidence.
I was because यार ये जगह इतनी दूर होता है इससे भी like यार stipend तो देते हैं conveyance to date, right? So it started with that. It started with very little money. It started with just here you go, आपका वो है, travel money,
खर्चा
Right.
पानी.
खर्चा पानी,
That's
which was which gives you a taste of, oh, मुझे पैसे मिल सकते हैं,
um,
right? Uh, then I realized ये तो
And
ये
also
सही है.
gives you a taste of managing finance
हाँ,
yourself.
it does, but not that.
Yeah,
much.
that
Yeah.
much, but then.
Then I was 17. I did this for a couple of years. Then I went to university, and I realized shit. It was the best thing.
um,
And I'm so poor. So poor. मैं कब भाई जो भी और job
सब कुछ पकड़
कर.
Hmm.
I got very lucky because I went to the student council and I said there was an interview happening and I sat down for it and I got the job.
Right.
And I got a job of, it's so silly, I still have t-shirts of it. It says money mentor. So I was the money mentor, right? So and I had two jobs. So एक था जो because we had a massive university
Mm-hmm.
and it had like historical things in it. तो जब लोग आते थे हम उनको टूल देते थे
Right.
और हमें उसके पैसे
Uh,
और best like
yeah.
and we used to get paid well. I don't know how much you guys get paid for all this stuff.
Very bad.
Very bad.
I only get paid.
I don't get paid.
I manage the runway radio and everything, so that's why I get paid. Otherwise, nothing.
So London minimum wage at that time was £7 something. University is obliged to pay you living wage, which is £10 an hour. Which is money.
Yeah.
And when I went to LSE, it was £13 an hour. So this is gonna sound crazy, but so I used to take up gigs. I used to work 6 घंटे काम कर लिए, 7 घंटे काम कर लिए, 8 घंटे काम कर लिए, हफ्ते में अच्छे खासे पैसे बने. I used to be a money mentor. एक तो मैं टूर्स पे आती थी और बहुत पाकिस्तानी यूनिवर्सिटीज आते थे. बहुत पाकिस्तानी लोग आते थे, बहुत मजा आता था. देख हम उसके आते थे उर्दू में. हाँ उर्दू में भाई ये ना थे, and they used to have fun.
Did you do the keep the flag Pakistan ka and then walk?
No.
Because I saw that in one of the universities and I was just like, that's really
We just used to have these t-shirts. No, it just says student. They were really sleek, by the way. They were like red. They had like King's College written, student, and then at the back, massive. They were really nice. And then I was a money mentor. So जो undergrads होते थे, finance सिखाता, कि अपने पैसे कैसे manage करो. I got to learn a lot in that as well. And then I was a receptionist for a very long time. Best job ever. I used to live upstairs. That's the only time I got my job. Anyways, I used to like roll out of bed. And I used to work there. And that's when I used to get 13 pounds. That was really good. Can you imagine that if you converted the money, I got more as a part-time receptionist than I do. I'm a professor. But that's not Habib University's fault. That's our currency. That's our economy. Yeah, I used to earn. कितने मुझे मिलते थे? मुझे 1500 पाउंड मिलते थे महीने के एंड में. And you multiply that with कितना पाउंड?
I don't look at it anymore.
I just look at dollars.
I used to get a really good amount. Enough that I saved. You know that I didn't do anything. So that's part one.
The lack of parties.
The lack of is why I saved it.
How's your diet like?
My diet.
Yeah.
I feel like you're a film journalist right now. I'm dieting कैसे की?
I'm really interested to know your diet.
My diet is crap. The day I am able to, I will excel in life. The day my diet is I'll go eating two good meals and then the rest is like pura pizza kha lete hain. Sounds like a good idea. My diet is really bad. It's something I should work on. It's something I should really work on.
We had a question here about how to live healthy.
How to live healthy?
Advice for someone who wants to live healthy.
Yeah, to be honest, just do you, right? Like have a balanced life. I don't live a healthy life. For all of you who are in this illusion that MAHSO is the healthiest person
Yeah.
on Habib University. I'm not. I don't have a very balanced life. I have a very aggressive life, I would like to think. Yes. I wake up very early in the morning, right? And I go to the gym. Then I don't even have time to kind of sit down or go back home and eat like a meal. So I'm eating my meal on the go. Um, then I kind of come to Habib, I do my work, and do some other side stuff. Gotta do, gotta survive. I do that. I come to Habib, I work. I go back home. I go to the gym. Right. So this is a very aggressive life. I go 2 times to the gym. So this is not a balanced life. It's a very uh, aggressive lifestyle. And then I work. I work out. I go home. I shower. I'll eat in front of the screen. Like I'm working, and then I will sleep. So
Since you're not so aggressive, why don't you kind of try to face it, or do you really enjoy it?
because this is me.
Okay.
This has been me since I can remember. You know,
Okay.
I do too much. That is me.
Okay.
At some point, I will have to, the Umar and energy will knock at my door. I will have to cut down. But I don't live a healthy lifestyle.
Oh.
Even the cameras know that my lifestyle is not healthy.
I think it's still going on the internet as
Yeah,
well.
then it's fine. Okay, so
We're gonna we'll pretend like nothing happened.
We should do the Karachi thing. Oh.
Then we're gonna pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Just gonna continue to try to oh, there we go. There we go.
so I mean, I've really noticed that you're really proud of your identity. Has it always been so easy having that relationship with your identity, or has it been difficult?
Oh no. It has not been easy. I went to the most burger school ever. Right? मेरे घर में माहौल होता था बहुत strict. No boys allowed. Very baloch household. यार इस जनरेशन तक मेरे खानदान में किसी ने बलोचों से बाहर शादी भी नहीं की है. So you can imagine how culturally tied we are. और मेरे स्कूल होता था proper burger बच्चे.
Which school were you in?
I don't want to shame my school.
KGS.
No.
Then what's more
What
better
is
than
better
KGS?
than KGS?
No. No. Yes. But before that.
What's senior?
मेरे ज़माने में senior होता ही नहीं था.
Lyceum is a college.
Yeah, it's a school.
अरे कोई ना.
I went to Baker Academy.
Oh.
I love my school. I absolutely love my school, by the way. If I had to send my kids, they're going there.
No way.
Yeah, I absolutely love it.
Okay.
Like, it was home. I went there in 1997 and graduated in like 2012. I have to love it. I spent more time there than home. But my home was like super conservative. They were like, Baluchi pehno or Shalwar kameez pehno or Baluchi mein baat karo. And my school was like, today we're gonna go to the beach and we're gonna wear shorts and party. Amma gonna beach jana hai. It was literally, I was walking on, like, I had like a crisis. कि भाई मैं हूँ कौन? Am I party going, French beach going gal, or am I super conservative Baloch, dade mooche and shalwar kameez? Not even shalwar kameez, like Balochi wearing woman. So these two identities did not sit very well with me because I was in constant clash कि या तो मैं conservative हूँ या तो मैं बहुत liberal हूँ, But I was neither. ना मुझे पार्टी ज़्यादा करने का शौक था ना मुझे ज़्यादा ये बनने का शौक था. But हम गाँव जाते थे. हम जैसे मेरे सारे स्कूल के बच्चे जाते थे Canada, America, London, and, हम जाते थे भाई गाँव हर साल. समर में भी जाते थे, विंटर में भी जाते थे. कभी अब्बा के गाँव जाते थे, कभी अम्मा. And ये नहीं था कि मतलब गाँव जाते थे और मतलब हम गाँव के रहने वाले लोग. It wasn't कि गाँव is something where we're going to get back to our roots. भाई हम रहते ही उधर थे.
Right.
It was just because of education and this pressure of society कि बच्चों को बेहतर बनाना है.
So Karachi was like a temporary resident.
Yeah.
And that was the
रहते तो हम गाँव के
दिल
लोग
तो
थे,
वही
you know?
था.
दिल नहीं घर ही वही था. You know, like there were times when my dad used to live for 6 months up in the village क्योंकि काम ही वही होता था.
Right, that
The
makes sense.
livelihood.
Mm.
We were from the village. We were not from French Beach Baby Academy. And that didn't sit well with us for a very long time because जब बच्चे वापस आते थे जैसे कि यार लंदन में ये होता है हम कहते थे भाई हम बच्चों के साथ हम ये कर रहे हैं. No, it wasn't too
It wasn't
cool.
cool, yeah.
It wasn't cool at all. Until I grew up and I got very involved in politics of Balochistan. Kind of started following the, and my family is also very political. But I myself started uh, I discovered my grandfather's old library and I like stole his books. Sorry, mom, because my mom had taken some of my books and she like locked it. So I stole the books, and I started reading them. And I started realizing that our history is a history of violence and oppression, right? And that really sat very uncomfortable with me. And I carried that with me for a very long time to come. And I started getting more and more comfortable with who I am and what my roots are. Right? So I am very comfortable in wearing a Balochi and speaking in Balochi and listening to my Balochi songs, even if they're not cool,
Right.
right? Like there will be a lot of people who will still tell me कि ये कैसा गाना है यार, you know, या ये कैसे कपड़े पहने हैं,
So,
you know. But I am very comfortable, and strangely, I am very comfortable like this, right? I am very comfortable in my jeans and my t-shirt, my angrezi, and I'm also very comfortable कि मेरी उर्दू साफ.
Same.
I used to get bullied. You know, when I went, okay, not in Bayview because
Yeah, that's like cool.
that's like cool. I have a broken Urdu. But like when I went to Lyceum, people started bullying me, you know, for my Urdu being broken. And I realized that's such a, that's so chauvinist. That's national chauvinism. That's cultural chauvinism, right in your face, right? I come from a family which can speak 6 languages, and you're laughing because my Urdu is broken, right? Why?
Yeah.
Right? And it's very controversial to say, but it is not my mother tongue, right? It is the 4th, the 5th language that I was introduced to, right? For whatever reason, right? I was too privileged, maybe. I went to English medium school. I didn't learn Urdu. But मेरे घर में उर्दू बोलने वाला कोई नहीं था.
Right, of course.
Right? My mother is born in Quetta. You hear her Urdu, you are going to bawl. Right? हम सरियाब में रहने वाले हैं. You know? हमारी उर्दू कैसे साफ होगी? My mother cannot even distinguish the masculine from the feminine in Urdu. That language does not exist in Balochi. We don't have masculine and feminine. Right? Following that grammar is very difficult for someone like my mother. But you're discounting the fact that she knows Balochi, she knows Bravi, she can speak fluent Dari. Right? These are languages that she has been speaking and we have been speaking for generations.
Yeah, and these are languages that some people don't even know exist.
Absolutely. And then the amount of time people will say, "Are you Balochi?" And I will just look at them and say, "Yeah, I'm Baloch, but yeah." Yes, so yes, these are things that people still don't know. People still think that it's cool to be wearing some clothes. It's not. It's not cool. It's just it's my dress, right? It's my language. It's nothing cool, right? It's great that people have started recognizing. It's great that people have started even traveling to Balochistan. But I would really encourage those who do, those who enjoy the space, those and that goes for anywhere in Pakistan, right? Or anywhere around the world. When you go to a space, when you go and enjoy it, what that place gives to you, please give back to that place, right? Don't go to Ormara and throw your lace cut chips and then go back home. Trust me, you are not doing them any favor by saying कि भाई हम तो उनको tourism provide करेंगे, आप नहीं provide कर रहे, आप अपने trash वापस लेके जाएं. Don't go anywhere and start videoing their women and their children and say, wow,
So exotic.
so exotic. Don't do that. You are not doing them any favor. This is their space. It's sacred to them. This land is sacred to the people. Respect it, and you will be respected. And this goes on to any place in Pakistan. Respect the places that you visit, respect their cultures, and try to give back. You know, we have taken so much from Balochistan and the Baloch people. It is our responsibility to give back to those people, especially in the floods now that are happening. People, that province has drowned. I was stuck in the floods there for like 2 to 3 weeks, and there was no way to come back. And I remember I dropped an email to Dr. Anand saying, Dr. Anand, I don't know if I'm going to have signals or not. I've randomly gotten these signals. I just want to tell you, I may or may not be back. You know, I don't know if I want to be back. And that was for a very short amount of time. I cannot imagine what these people are going through. Having lost their homes, their families, their livelihood, literally everything, right? So it is our responsibility at this point to give back to those people. And when I say our, I mean obviously not you and me alone, it's the government, people around us, everything. And people are doing, right? People are really helping. People are reaching out, people are doing the best they can, but they should continue to do so when the water goes back. And these people need to then stand up on their own, be financially kind of independent or get back. Yeah.
Coffee.
Oh yeah. I also have another question.
Yeah.
On a lighter note,
Yeah.
someone told us that your name isn't actually MAHSO. Is that true?
Right before the show.
Who is it?
We have an informant apparently.
Yes, actually, my name is MAHSO in documents. I am officially MAHSO in passports, in all, in every single document that exists. But my name used to be Laden.
Yeah, that's what she said.
My name used to be Laden. Anyone who knows me before 2012 or has interacted with anyone who knows me before 2012, my name used to be Laden.
What does it mean?
And everyone still calls me Laden. It's only like after I went to university that I only started responding to MAHSO. It means someone who is loved. It's a Balochi name. But I had to change it for obvious reasons. American imperialism.
So, like, what does your MAHSO mean?
Oh, that's another whole story.
Really?
Yeah. MAHSO is not even a name. In Balochi, beta ko kehte hain. MAHSO. Like, my nani pure ghar ko MAHSO bulati.
Oh.
हाँ,
You just used a noun as
yeah, but I don't know. My mom kept my name as MAHSO, and
is it stuck?
no, we were all deciding if. So I was much older when my name changed. Right?
Yeah,
So my mother was like, "Why don't you come up with your own name?"
You're right.
I was like, "ये कौन सा concept है?"
No.
मैं अपना नाम खुद रखूं. So I was like, "It's a good opportunity, right? Like, let's change my name." So I was like, each family member think of a name. I had to change my name because मुझे visa नहीं मिल रही थी.
Oh, okay.
Then so I was like, each family member think of a name. And I was like, I'll pick a name then. That family member will be special. Right? So like, I'll pick one family member. So everyone came up with their own options, and I wanted to name myself Brishkant.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
It means genuine smile. But I really like the name Brishkant. But then my mom was like, you can't keep that name because if someone in your family in our tradition has that name, you can't keep it unless they die.
Okay.
Like, you can't take someone's name, basically. And I was like, that's a bit weird. So since I can't name myself Brishkan, now I will take this opportunity as a capitalist. I was like, who's going to offer me what in order for me to take the name?
Right.
And my mom at that time offered me like a bag of gulab jamuns or something.
Awesome.
And I got sold. And I was like, whatever, he's giving me my name. I didn't even ask him. I was like, yeah, gulab jamun mil rahe hain, naam bata do. And when the documents came back, you know, when you have to sign your passport, वगैरह, I was like, MAHSO? ये किसे allowed है? And they were like, you know, your mom. Who said कि मामू ने जो नाम बताना है वही रखो? So my name became MAHSO. But it's an okay name. I don't mind.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's
I
a
really
sweet
like.
name.
Yeah.
It's a sweet name. But if I tell any Baloch my name is MAHSO,
There's something about
they're like, why? और कोई नाम नहीं था? Because it's not even a name. Yeah? It's like a
Noun.
it's a noun exactly. So they're just a bit like cute. But for other people, it's cool.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is
for
for
Japanese.
kids. It's cool.
Also Japanese.
Japanese, I think, yeah.
I was really confused when I heard your name.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people on Namibia have also asked me, "आप foreign teacher हैं?" And I'm like, "नहीं."
I really thought you were Spanish or something when the first time I read your name. I was like, पता नहीं कोई
And
Spanish teacher
a
होगा.
lot of people are like, "आप foreigner हैं?" And I remember this guy who sits in my body always used to talk to me in English. And she's like, "यार मैं से उर्दू में क्यों नहीं बात करता? देख मेरी उर्दू इतनी बुरी है." And then one day I responded back to him in Urdu. And he was like,
आप
"Urdu
उर्दू
में?" And I was like, "हाँ." And he was like, "I thought you're one of the foreign faculty." I was like, "No, man, I'm born and bred Pakistan. Like, I'm so Pakistani that there is no more Pakistani than my Pakistani."
Yeah,
Love that.
I remember a friend of mine had sent a screenshot. They were discussing in the group and that who to take for PAMSA. So one of the boys, he said that there's an instructor called Machi Pichki. And I laughed so much and I said, no, it's not that. It's Maso Gichki. And it was so funny.
And my last name is also strange to a lot
Yeah.
of people.
It
Gichki,
is.
yeah.
It is after we had that conversation of tribes and
Yeah. So
where I
it's-
learned that Gichki is basically
A tribe?
it is a
it's
tribe.
a tribe.
And it comes from a place called GICHKI. So-
Ah.
The people from that area are called Gichki.
Oh, that's
We're
interesting.
yeah. So yeah.
I feel like we should tell you that we're Gujaratis.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that.
I don't know why I felt the need to tell you. I don't know generally. Okay. So, you mentioned that you have a side business.
Yes.
We would love to know more about it, and also some advice you have for our lovely students, small business owners.
Small business owners. I'm not doing too great, so I don't know. I don't know what advice I can give them. No, we're breathing, we're surviving.
Mhm.
As you know, I go to the gym. और जिम से पहले हमें लत होती थी कि एक कॉफी मिल जाए, right? हर किसी को होती है.
Mhm.
Free workout.
Yeah.
Free workout पी के फिर हम magical हो जाएंगे और इतने सारे weights उठा के हम फेंकना शुरू हो जाएंगे. So we realized कि हम जब वहाँ होते हैं तो हम order करते हैं,
Mhm.
कॉफी order करते हैं. एक कॉफी है 600 रुपए की.
Mhm.
ठीक है, आपने ऑर्डर किया एस्प्रेसो मौका,
Yeah.
ठीक है, कॉफी आते आते 50-700 रुपए के हो जाते हैं डिलीवरी चार्जेस वगैरह. 700 रुपए की कॉफी हमसे खत्म नहीं हो रही थी.
सही.
ठीक है, 700 रुपए की कॉफी में मतलब महीने के एंड में हमारे पास खाना नहीं होगा, कॉफी पीने को होगा. So a friend of mine decided enough is enough. We are not paying for 700 rupees coffee.
Mhm.
But by then हमें अच्छे कॉफी पीने की आदत हो गई थी. So every time we have shitty coffee, we would get upset.
Mhm.
We would be like,
आज weights नहीं उठ रहे.
today is not a good day. So then we were like, we should provide accessible, cheap-ish coffee
Mhm.
at gyms. And we were like, this is what we're going to do. We are going to provide cheap coffee at gyms, right? And we started researching, we started finding people, we started like, by then we were big time coffee enthusiasts. So we knew कि ये beans है, और ये है, और ये वो है, और ये वो. We were like bougie coffee people by then. And we were like, let's start an investment as small as we can, and let's start selling coffee, right? So we got hold of our friend who also owns the gym, Matrix Fit, and we were like, भाई हमें यहाँ coffee और बताओ अगर आप हमें छोड़ेंगे क्या नहीं. And he was like, go for it, you know. And we took out a little space in his gym. We built, we got a carpenter. We like made the whole thing. We bought cute lighting. Then we got a coffee machine, and we actually took a training course for 2 weeks to learn how to make the best coffee.
Right.
We were too poor to hire a barista at that point, so we were like, we'll have to do it ourselves somehow. Right? But the idea was that हमें रोज के सस्ते कॉफी मिल जाए. ठीक है, it started off as that. And then we started selling coffee. And then now we've expanded. We're in Studio X, which is down in Bukhari as well. We're going to have an event this Saturday as well, where we're going to kind of, send our proceeds to the floods. We have a barista now. We did look for a female barista, but oh my god, that was so difficult because we don't have enough time on our hands to kind of chase the barista. It's just that female workforce is still not that readily available or acceptable. With Pakistan, you have other issues as well, transportation, timing, blah, 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 blah. So we have to settle down for a male barista.
Right.
But we do have spaces in the gym which are female only.
Yeah.
So we wanted a female barista, like, okay, what space maybe like, but that's a bit of a hassle. Yeah, not a hassle, but we don't have the time to kind of, work on it more. But yeah, so that's our little coffee kiosk. It's called Jolt, and we sell, our starting price for coffee is 250 rupees. Yeah, so from 700, we cut the cost down to 250, and we realized that coffee companies are actually making 200% profit over 1 cup of coffee. It shouldn't be the case, man. Give me a coffee. It should cost me a kidney.
Drinks are the highest profit margins everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just...
Why is coffee for 700 rupees? That's insane. That's insanity. So our coffee price is at 250 rupees, and our most expensive coffee price is at 400 rupees.
Can you please start this at uni? Like everything is so weird and expensive here now.
Will stop.
Sebastian
To go.
Sebastian will kill me.
Please do something for us.
Joel will take over Capito's business.
Yeah, basically. Please do it.
Yeah, they start coffee with.
It is so bad, and then it's so expensive, and there's no reason for it to be this
Can
expensive. And it's so bad.
I feel so bad because can someone please tell Sebastian that the coffee
He knows.
is horrible.
People keep on making him add extra shots. He knows that it's bad.
It's like dude.
But then he can charge them more for those extra espresso shots.
It's like dude.
It is.
And I don't know where they're getting these from. They're just chalawa.
Yeah.
एक ये भी मसला है ना, they roast the coffee beans so much, or they like इतना ज़्यादा espresso shot निकालते हैं. Because ज़्यादा espresso shot doesn't mean bitter coffee.
सही.
It just means कि वो जलेबी coffee की taste आएगी. And they just dump it into the coffee. It's so bad.
Petition to have
And-
Jolt be on
And
campus.
the downstairs one is even worse. But you know what makes it better? At least it's 140 rupees.
Yeah.
You know?
The Tapal one.
I'm like, so I've given up on Sebastian's coffee. I'm like, at least it's shit coffee, but I'm not paying 300 rupees for it.
So it's already so expensive and it's so bad. I mean, they
So
start with 400 or 450.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Cafe to go is very unaffordable now.
You should partnership with
With Cafe to go,
Sell
just
sell
send-
Jolt coffee.
just send my own, put on my own stall
Yeah,
outside.
Yeah, of course.
And it's yours, so you have a fan club, so people are gonna come to
You
support
will have a
you.
lot of clients.
Sebastian will kill me. His business will go
We have a lot more questions, but we are out of time by 19 minutes.
Yeah,
Like
we-
we're
we
really
literally-
over time.
We
right now.
literally have so much.
We have our entire document left. But
Oh god, that's a lot of questions.
yeah, and we didn't get through them at all. But we enjoyed talking to you so much.
Likewise.
I really wish that you could come again. But we are gonna end with one last question.
No, I also have some questions.
Oh, acha, okay, last. Acha, so who's a faculty member who you think should definitely come on the show?
Faculty member who should definitely come on this show, ones that you haven't had before. Dr. Aaron.
Yeah, for sure.
Who is your faculty bestie?
My faculty bestie, Anna. Anna.
She's also a dean's fellow.
She's also
right?
Dean's fellow, yeah. I think we got coupled together and we turned out to be besties.
Nice.
Yeah.
And a funny student encounter that you remember. Anything?
A funny student encounter. That I have had no.
That is not possible.
इसने कुछ ना कुछ किया होगा इसलिए बोल रही हूँ.
Funny student encounters. नहीं फिलहाल तो नहीं हुआ. I think nothing relatively funny happened.
I mean, or anything memorable or something. I mean, just anything.
कुछ बकवास करती हो and you're just like ये क्या बोल रहा है, that sort of stuff.
No, actually.
No?
Funny student encounter.
I've been here for a year.
Nothing funny has ever happened.
Or anything memorable or sweet or something.
You know what was really sweet, and I think I'm going to continue to do this, is after our lecture when we went to get those drinks. You know, the last lecture? No?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was very.
I think that's something that I should continue to do as a tradition. Just end of year, get some drinks, sit down.
Or
Oh, that's nice.
even mid-semester, we should just after because we already have
Yeah.
class in the evening. So
Yeah,
after
yeah.
class, some
After class,
Ice
ice
cream.
cream. I'm a bit scared of dengue though, because our class finishes at like 6:37. Yeah.
no,
6:30.
5.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We should definitely do that. We should definitely get some ice cream.
And
Sit
then sit on
down.
the grass.
Yeah, we did that. I think that was
Yeah,
the
we
most
sat
fun
on
thing. Yeah, we sat on the grass and had some drinks.
Can you promise us that you'll come next semester because we have so many
We have so
questions
many
left?
questions.
Yes, I mean I really like doing this. Definitely.
Same, we loved it.
We love it. I
Definitely.
really enjoyed this episode.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much.
coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Take care.